What if Africa had never embraced Western medicine? This is a story on Africa's lost remedies, the science of our ancestors. Welcome to the world that was never touched by foreign hands, a world of ancient power and wisdom. When we think of medicine today, we imagine sterile hospitals, white lab coats, and pharmaceutical factories. But what if I told you that modern medicine is just a remix of what Africa already had? What if Africa had never abandoned its traditional medicine? I mean, never let go of its ancient healing systems, but instead perfected them. Would Africa be healthier today? My fellow Africans, before the arrival of European medicine, Africa had its own doctors, its own hospitals, and its own pharmacies. Forests, rivers, and mountains rich in medicinal plants. Every disease had a cure. Every healer had a role, and the knowledge of healing was sacred. But today, much of that knowledge has been lost, replaced by expensive pharmaceuticals and synthetic drugs. So let's ask, what if Africa had never abandoned its own medicine? What if we had built on our own healing traditions instead of importing a new system? Long before Western medicine, Africa had hospitals, surgical procedures, and even anesthetics. Let's go back in time and see how advanced African medicine really was. Ancient African healers knew how to set broken bones, stitch up wounds, and even perform brain surgery. They extracted medicine from plants, trees, and minerals, creating treatments that modern science is only now beginning to understand. My fellow Africans, did you know that Madagascar's periwinkle plant is the base for modern leukemia treatment? Or that the African willow tree contains the original compound for aspirin? Almost every major drug today traces its roots back to an African plant. But instead of perfecting and commercializing these medicines, Africans lost control of their own healing knowledge. The West took African plants, synthesized them in labs, and sold them back to us as expensive medicine. Now, let's reimagine history. What if Africa had never embraced Western medicine? What if, instead, we built on our own healing knowledge, refining it with science, and making it the dominant medical system in the world? My fellow Africans, in this version of history, Africa becomes the medical capital of the world. Instead of importing drugs, we export our healing knowledge. Instead of expensive pills with side effects, we develop advanced herbal treatments with no synthetic chemicals. Imagine hospitals were built inside forests where medicine is grown, not manufactured. Imagine cancer treatments made from plants with no toxic side effects. Oh, imagine a healthcare system focused on prevention, not profit. Let's talk about health. What does the Africa of today look like? High rates of chronic diseases, dependence on expensive imported drugs, and hospitals that are too few and too expensive. But what if Africa had stayed true to its own medicine? Western medicine focuses on treatment, but African medicine focused on prevention. Herbal diets, detoxing plants, and natural remedies could have kept Africa free from many modern diseases like diabetes, hypertension, obesity. Instead of antibiotics destroying gut health, we'd have fermented herbal tonics boosting immunity. Instead of expensive cancer treatments, we'd have cancer-preventing superfoods deeply rooted in our African diets. Even today, many Africans still rely on traditional medicine. But what if governments funded research into our herbs instead of spending billions importing drugs? Africa spends billions on pharmaceutical imports every year. What if instead that money went into African medical research centers, discovering the full potential of our plants and healing traditions? Now, the big question is it too late? Can Africa reclaim its medical heritage and lead the world in health and healing once again? My fellow Africans, the knowledge is still there, hidden in our elders, in the forests, and in the forgotten texts. If Africa invests in its own medicine, it can regain control over its health and break free from medical dependency. A future where African medicine is respected, researched, and refined is still possible. The question is, are we ready to embrace the healing power of our land? Let the rhythm of the land move through you.
Awaken. What if, what if? What if, what if? What if, what if? What if you could hear the sound laid deep in the hearts of our chosen? Would it sound like silence? Or the pounding of the tom-tom drums buried in the sand? What if the story was ours to tell? Rise where our forefathers fell, the hopes of ancestors you hear me go?